What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are actually going to continue our coverage over the dawn of DC, where we actually do pick up right now with the Doomsday Special. Now, this is going to be very important, and the reason why, because this is DC right now continuing the process of actually bringing Doomsday back into DC Comics. Now, with that being said, here's the big question I have right now. Is DC going to use Doomsday as a way to actually kill off Superman once again? Because if they do that, unfortunately, that's going to suck. But personally, I feel like they are going to kill off Supergirl instead. And the reason why, because the way this book gave us one heck of a story, I feel like it's going to be Supergirl. She is going to die at the end of the year or next year, who knows? But I feel like when Doomsday comes back, he is going to kill her. Now, the opening page of this book is really more Supergirl kind of telling us right off the bat that when it comes to Krypton, they didn't have a heaven nor hell. Matter of fact, they did not believe in a heaven nor hell when it came to their belief system on Krypton. But she says here on Earth, though, they do believe in heaven and hell. But when it comes to hell, the worst kind of creatures and people, they go down there to be tortured forever. And so right now she's actually thinking of Doomsday, because when it comes to Doomsday, he is one of the worst kind of things in the universe. He deserves right now to be in hell, to be tortured forever. And so then we jump over to Superman and Supergirl. Now, when we do, it's Superman right now realizing that something is wrong with Supergirl. He can tell that she wasn't able to actually get any kind of sleep. Now, of course, she does tell her cousin, "You are correct. I was unable to get any kind of sleep because I had a nightmare." Now, when it comes to her nightmare, she does tell Superman it was about Doomsday. Now, that name right there, it does technically scare Superman, because it was Doomsday who had somewhat killed Superman, not really died. He was in some kind of Kryptonian sleep, but either way, he technically did die back in the 90s. But Doomsday was the one who actually killed him. But with that being said, though, is Superman right now kind of wondering, why are you having that nightmare? But then she explains that when it comes to Doomsday, he was technically created to always come back stronger than he was last time, to be able to adapt to what killed him last time so that he cannot die the same way twice. And so right now it's her saying, if he comes back, they're technically screwed. She's really afraid of the idea that they might not be able to actually stop him next time he comes around. But either way, you do have the two characters kind of motivate themselves to say, listen, let's go ahead and move on with our lives, because there's no way that Doomsday can come back. But if he does come back, we will be ready for him. We will be ready to actually take him down once again if he does come back. And with that words right there being said by Superman, is Supergirl saying, you know what, you're right. Let me go ahead and leave and let me enjoy my day. But then that is the moment where you actually have Supergirl be confronted by the Martian Manhunter. Now, the reason why he's here is because Martian Manhunter was the one who actually gave Supergirl that nightmare, because he says when it comes to him and Doomsday, they do have a psychic connection. Now, the reason why those two characters have that connection is because in the Lazarus Planet event, Doomsday tried to come back. But it was up to Martian Manhunter to use his psychic abilities to technically send Doomsday back to where he was coming from. Of course, that was hell. And so ever since Martian Manhunter actually did that, the two characters right now have some kind of psychic connection. And with this connection, it seems like Doomsday is right now is trying to communicate with Martian Manhunter in a way of saying, I'm coming back. I'm very close into finding a way to actually come back. But when I do come back, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna go down. Everybody is about to die. Now, of course, That's when you have Martian say, Supergirl, I need your help to figure out where is Doomsday to make sure that he technically does not come back before things get bad for us once he does come back on Earth. And so, of course, you do have the Martian Manhunter begin a new connection with the mind of Supergirl now. Except when you have Martian Manhunter begin to connect his mind with Supergirl, well, that is the moment where they begin to be transported somewhere else. And of course, they're going to a new dimension for themselves. And they were actually transported into hell. Now, this is actually very huge. And the reason why, because when it comes to Supergirl and also Martian Manhunter, they don't truly believe in hell. And the reason why, because back on their home world, there was no hell at all. But of course, on Earth, there is a hell. Now, with that being said, you did have Martian Manhunter say, when it comes to hell, it was technically built off the people. Because the people of Earth truly believe that there is a hell down here, of course, hell was created thanks to that belief right there. And so, as long as people truly believe there is some kind of hell is going to survive. Now, when it comes to Supergirl, she realized that when it comes to hell, you have souls down here that's being tortured forever in time. And so, of course, it's her right now wanting to actually save the people who's right now being tortured in hell. Now, unfortunately, though, these souls are corrupted people, evil people. And so even though she does save someone from being tortured, that person begins to attack her because this soul is corrupted. Except that is the moment where you actually do have Supergirl and Martian Manhunter be confronted by Doomsday. So that confirms that right now Doomsday is in hell. But with that being said though, we come to find out that right now Doomsday had apparently made a name for himself in hell. Meaning that right now, people are scared of him. The other demonic creatures in hell are so scared of him, they're trying to stay away from him. And that's how powerful Doomsday is right now in hell. Now, of course, he does see Supergirl and the Martian Manhunter, and he wants to attack them. But at the very last second, they are actually saved by someone else and dragged to a different area in hell. And we come to find out that they were actually saved by the First Fallen. Now, the First Fallen is technically the devil right now in DC Comics. But of course, he was the first angel to fall out of heaven. Now, right now, you have the First Fallen coming to Supergirl and Martian Manhunter for help to stop Doomsday. And the reason why he needs help right now, because when it comes to Doomsday, he had made a name for himself in hell. And that right there is actually very important. And the reason why, because when it comes to Doomsday, other creatures in hell are scared of him. So scared of him that technically right now he might become the new king of hell. And that right there is very important, because you do have the First Fallen say, when it comes to hell, it's all about the idea of who believes in what more. Meaning that if you have more folks believe in you than someone else, then technically you are the ruler of hell. But right now, when it comes to the First Fallen, a lot of demonic creatures are beginning the process of believing in Doomsday more. Meaning that sooner or later, he'll become the new king of hell. But here comes another problem though. Because when it comes to Doomsday, he had apparently found a gate. Now, when it comes to this gate, it will give him the ability to actually go back to Earth. But the thing is though, he has to be crowned the king of hell. He has to have more people actually believe that he should be the true ruler of hell. And that right there is a huge problem. Because if he does go to Earth, well then heaven will think, okay, it's hell right now trying to invade Earth and also invade heaven. And of course, it will lead into a big war between heaven and hell. And so that is another reason why you have the First Fallen say, I need your help to technically stop Doomsday. Because if you don't, a whole lot of mess going to happen very soon on Earth. And we do see the Martian Manhunter and also Supergirl agree to help out the First Fallen. Now, of course, the reason why the two characters are actually doing this is because they are technically afraid with the idea of Doomsday coming back to Earth. This is not them right now trying to work with the devil. It's really more saying our goals technically align with one another, and so we're going to help you to actually stop Doomsday. The problem is though, Doomsday is so strong that as soon as they arrive, one, you have the Martian Manhunter being sent flying back somewhere else in hell, and two, you have Supergirl getting the fight, but right now she's wearing a hell armor to hopefully give her the edge over Doomsday. But the thing is, Doomsday is still too strong, and so he does begin the process of actually beating down on Supergirl. But then you have Martian Manhunter realize something, because right now, as they fight against Doomsday, you do have a crowd of demonic beings right now watching this battle, meaning that if Doomsday is able to actually win this battle, he'll have enough people in hell that will believe that he should be the true king of hell. And so right now, it's the Martian Manhunter saying, what can I do to stop these people into actually believing in Doomsday? But then you have Martian Manhunter realize how he can actually stop Doomsday, because you have Martian Manhunter realize that even though these people are technically classified as corrupted souls, they still care for at least one person or some kind of animal or some kind of thing. And so right now you have Martian Manhunter call out to the souls in hell and saying, listen here very carefully, you may be corrupted, you may be evil, but we all know one thing. Some of y'all, most of y'all still care for something or someone back on Earth. And you know, if Doomsday does get the ability to use the gate to get back to Earth, Earth is going to get wrecked. Everybody you care for, everything you care for is going to get ruined by Doomsday. So please help me to make sure that there's no way he'll be able to actually escape through this gate to get back to Earth. And so that is the moment where you have all the souls in hell that are corrupted begin the process of helping Martian Manhunter out, because they realize he's right, because they still care for someone back on Earth. And if Doomsday get back to Earth, they're going to be killed off by him. And so you have all these demonic souls and bodies just piling up left and right against the gate to technically lock it once again. Now, once Doomsday realizes what is happening, it's too late. The gate is officially sealed for now. But when he turns around, Martian Manhunter and Supergirl, they have disappeared, thanks to the Fallen One saying, go ahead and go back to Earth. You were able to actually accomplish your mission. And you do have Supergirl and Martian Manhunter actually go back to Earth. Now, when they do go back to Earth, it's right now the two characters actually celebrating. Now, while you have the two characters actually celebrating, they truly believe that Doomsday is technically locked in hell forever and they can go ahead and move on with their days. But unfortunately, it's only a setback. Sooner or later, Homeboy is going to break open that door. And when he does break open that door, it's going to be all hell on Earth all over again. And with that being said, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.